Trigger warning, another white guy using Candice Owens as a talking point.
And now for a brief history of slavery. Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people. It did not start in 1619 when the first slaves came to Jamestown. It existed before then. It did not start in 1492 when Columbus discovered the New World. In fact, when the intrepid explorer landed in the Bahamas, the native Taino tribe hoped that he would help them defeat their aggressive neighbors, the Caribs. The Caribs enslaved the Taino and, on occasion, served them for dinner. Slavery existed in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East.
So what Candice is not telling you is that there's a difference between slavery and chattel slavery, which was practiced here in the United States. And honestly, the only group of people who were practicing chattel slavery beforehand were Europeans. Imagine that. By the 1400s, they decided that was all done and over with because it wasn't the same type of slavery that was practiced in Africa and Asia and pretty much any other place in the world. But you know, a group of people jumped on a couple boats and brought people over here and decided, oh, let's bring back chattel slavery all over again, even though hundreds of years ago we decided it was cruel and unusual punishment. And this is why they don't want history to be taught. And why guys like Mike here use a bunch of black faces to spread racist talking points. Speaking of that, look at this video here. Who is that guy?
Because in the 80s and 90s, so many women got the wrong message. Career, job, and then they thought that they could go do that, and then when they hit danger zone 27 to 35, that they could just turn around and pull a man off the tree. Now, women continue to say that there's a man shortage, but what they're not saying is it's the men they want. Women are not focusing on average guys. Let's be real, you're not focusing on an average guy. You could care less about the guy who works third shift at the plant or the blue-collar laborer. That is not who your first pick is. You want the white-collar, 6-foot-tall, attractive jawline dude.
What Kevin is not telling you is that through the 80s and 90s, that black women were stigmatized as being welfare queens and teenage mothers and dumb and uneducated. So they got their shit together, started going to school, and learned that they can do for themselves. And now black men are upset about that. Also notice he chose this picture of what every black woman wants in America. And he does this easily because Red Pill is rooted in racism, something that man spewed all the time.